Another great big party was called Heavenly Bodies. Remember that one?
Yes, everybody told me.
That was one of the great parties. It was at the end of Seawalks down here. A guy, what was his name?
Paul Joseph.
Paul Joseph. He was murdered, by the way.
Oh.
Later in
Key West.
where was it? In
Key West.
Key West. He was murdered by a party at the end of Seawalk there, Paul Joseph's place, and
Another party.
That's more recent.
that was at
15
Belvedere.
years ago. 12 years ago.
Which one was that?
It was one of the last,
Belvedere.
one of the last big parties.
Yes, yes it was.
The
And
last
it took
time
a
we
lot
was
of
blessed
slack
by
for
the
that.
Pope.
It took a lot of
Blessed by
slack.
the Pope?
Well, one of the owners liked the climax of the party to come out on the balcony, you know, Belvedere, down the far end anyway, come out all dressed in his with the crows here and everything, and bless you all, and you couldn't leave until you'd all been blessed.
And I have the mitre in the archives.
Oh, is that?
Oh.
Is that
That's,
the
oh, it's
one?
not your mitre, it,
I have the mitre
Oh.
put away.
It's Miss Minnie Pat's.
Yes.
Who was it that was it on the raft out in the water and came up as Neptune?
I don't know, before my time again. I
Thomas,
heard it.
Thomas was at that.
I was, no, that was a party next door. That was at House.
Oh, Claremont.
Yeah, Clearwater,
Yeah.
there it is. And that was the Midsummer Night Dream Party. And we rented a barge, fixed it up as a floating island, and we all went. Maggie McCork was Puck, I think, and we all were characters in Midsummer Night Dream. And then an hour or two before the party, a huge wind came up, and it was so strong we couldn't move the damn barge. And so we had to walk to the party. And so, you know, all right, we trundled down to the party.
Nothing
Down
stopped
the other
us in
end of
those
the aisle.
days.
But one of my funniest stories, two of them,
Two of them, yeah.
was on our way there, they had policemen to clear the walks so that the people could come through, because in those days you always went in a group. And so, but people would stand there wanting to see the costumes, and so the policemen would make them
Those
stand
were not
back
right.
and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And there was a cop on this end and one on the other end, and so he was getting people. In front of us were a group of people dressed as fairies, pixies, whatever, but they had these huge wings, and they were made out of wire. And as this, he was shuffling everybody away, and he was standing back, you know, to hold everybody back. And this last one in that group turned and hit him with the wing and knocked him off the walk.
In those days, it wasn't painted either.
No. And of course, we rushed over and we picked him up off of the sand and put him back on the walk. And he said, "My wife will never believe I was knocked off the walk by a fairy's wing." and of course, we all dissolved it.
It's a how.
Anyway, we went to the party and having a grand time, and all of a sudden there was a roll of drums and everything else. And from next door, which is Belvedere, there was a wire stretched from the tower down to the party. And this guy named Sabrina
I was telling you
decided,
about that.
oh, you did? Came down on the wire and got stuck in the middle
Yeah.
of the middle.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Right.
It was,
That was
oh,
Miss-
come on down! I can't! God, it was hysterical.
That was
oh, the other thing.
Midsummer Night's Dream Party, remember?
Yeah, that was it. The other thing about that party, suddenly everybody said, "Oh, look, look." And out on the bay was this gorgeous swan floating along with all these white balloons. Everybody said, "What is it? We don't know." And then, of course, it came to the party, closer and closer. Finally, it got to the edge of the you know, bulkhead there.
Oh, it wasn't then.
And
Right.
the guy stood up. He had a swan on his head, and he had a cloak of balloons. that's how we came to the party.
Grand
Now,
entrance.
a little tiny bathing suit. That was it.
So you think like,
I lived in a house just up the thing. It was called Tweedy Heights because one guy was named Tweedy and the other was named Frank Height. And so it was Tweedy Heights. And when I moved in there, I had the little extra bedroom. And Frank Height left at that point. Anyway, we started to give parties. And one of them we gave, the first one we gave was a wedding party. And you had to come as a member of a wedding. Frank Bradley, the guy who owned a lot of property around here, and you always saw him with a beer can. He came as a bride, but his train was made out of empty beer cans. You know, crazy cookie things. And Addison came, this big fat lump of thing in a wedding gown. He was, you know,
Tiki
Rose
Addison,
came in a
yeah.
wedding gown. I've got these photographs.
Really great.
And then the next year, we gave a divorce party. And then
The
we
baby party.
no, that's right, we gave a baby party. And then we gave a divorce party. I've forgotten the sequence.
sequence.
That we did. And then we gave a come as you came party. You know, so we could use the old costumes again. You know.